Hey, you. Subscribe. You're watching Radio Free Cybertron. Hosted by Brian Kilby with JD Church, John DeLuna, XV, Amy Morgan, and Rob Clay. For the latest Transformer news, reviews, and more, visit tformers.com.
This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 341, recorded December 11th, 2013. 2013 is almost over, so we'll never have bad luck again.
You wish.
Right.
I'm your host, Brian Kilby, and with me this week, in no particular order, except for the order that they're on the screen if you're watching the video, it's Don, Amy, then
hello,
and going down there, it's JD, pointing, but you can't see on my screen, and then Diecast. Hey, folks.
And if you're listening, you can't tell it all.
Can't tell it all.
And JD with actual video that moves.
Wow, JD's video is good.
I don't know why it was bad before.
Tomato, wasn't it?
Sometimes it's tomato. Sometimes it's there's been some other things. I don't know. I think there's a new version of Skype that just downloaded, so that could be it.
I hate it. So
that can always be
new
helpful.
versions usually.
Usually don't fix things. Actually, but the Windows 8, the Windows 8.1 upgrade, pretty awesome. That's the first time I can say that Microsoft actually had an upgrade to an existing OS that didn't kind of suck.
Yeah,
I like Windows 8.1. So on the show this week, we have news.
Well, I mean,
we also have Q&A with Rob Springer. We have an extended discussion of Windows 8.1 later on in the show. And we have Transformers Rewind. I'm kidding. We're not discussing Windows 8.1. But I do love it on my tablet. It is great. It's a great tablet OS. So we're having the discussion now, then, is what you're saying. Yes. And Transformers Rewind, Bullet Train to the rescue. Since XV's PC died, I don't know that we're going to have comic news or anything, so sad trombone.
Well, I'm here, so I can just give you, the comic news if you don't get the reviews.
That would be awesome. Let's jump to that. So, the big news for me this week, the Transformers Collectors Club magazine, issue 54, unveiled Rat Trap. Now, we knew Rat Trap was coming. Because we saw it listed on, was it on a Walmart computer or I think it was the Walmart computer. But here he is. If you're watching the video, if not, go to tformers.com. I heart this. I really love this.
Yeah.
yes, I agree.
It's a deluxe size figure.
It's just the robot mode, right?
Yeah, this is like far superior. Yeah, it's robot mode. But this is far superior to any other Rat Trap we've gotten.
Except for the original.
I would...
Well, I'm not going to say it's far superior to the original.
I would even say it's better than the original.
I was very fond of those early Beast Wars figures. But this is... I was worried when we got this that it might be Transmetal Rat Trap. Worried's not the right word. I assumed that it would be Transmetal Rat Trap. But this is freaking awesome. It's very genuine. It's very authentic to the original toy. It looks great, and the fact that it's a deluxe in the 2013 scale means it'll pretty much be the same size as the original Beast Wars toy. So, what do you guys think?
I love it. I think fantastic.
It's beautiful.
The only thing I will hope is, because just from looking at this picture, I hope the tail isn't just sort of stuck where it's at in robot mode, his rat tail. I'm hoping it can at least fold up against the back or something, because it's just kind of, sticking out.
I don't know. But look at the little rat feet.
I know.
This little cute rat foot. Oh.
And But it looks like his gun can split into two pieces in store, like the original. It looks like it can split.
Yeah.
I want this.
It looks less shelf armory.
Yes.
Less shelf armory.
Well, it's kind of hard to do with that figure.
Well, it's hard to do most beasts without being a little bit shelf armory.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully they've.
Oh man, there's a hinge on his. There's a hinge on his forearm. There's a hinge on his forearm.
Oh, I see it. That's awesome. What do you think? What are you thinking?
Well, I mean that's like the show because remember his forearm opened in the show. That's where he kept all his like gadgets.
Yeah, that's right. But what do you think the toy's going to have?
That's sweet. Oh, I have no idea what's going to be in there, and there may be nothing. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It's the forearm opens.
There'll be a sticker inside that'll show stuff.
Probably.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't use stickers though. Would they use a sticker on him?
Okay, so maybe a little bit of molded plastic or something.
Yeah, it'll be molded plastic. We'll find out.
If there aren't stickers on it, then you'll find some from repo labels eventually, right?
Or you could just paint it.
Yeah, they'll be exactly. Yeah, just wait.
Yeah. And hopefully the tail, you can just pull the tail out a little bit and it'll unlock the figure like the old spring action. Just pull the tail and it sort of unlocks the figure. And
No, Don. No.
I would love that, but no.
Just to make it totally retro.
No, Don. No. Although it does look like there's a gear or something in the shoulder. All of that maybe faux or something.
So also in the news, it looks like the 2014 Wave 1 figures, which includes Goldfire, Waspinator, Skid, and Dreadwing. Dreadwing. Dreadwing is going to hit shelves like right now. We mentioned it last week, but it looks like they're already at Walmart, which means I might be able to find these. And there's actually an end cap. At some stores.
We're gonna get Waspinator. Yes.
What? Go ahead, Don.
The problem is with Walmart and
Waspinator.
Someone can correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct you if you're wrong.
Yeah, go ahead. Diecast.
Oh, I was gonna say, correct me if I'm wrong, but on these end caps, it's really. A lot of times it's based upon the store, what they want to set up on an end cap in Walmart. So we might not be as lucky as this Walmart to get an end cap full of them. I hope I'm wrong. I hope every store does this, but I really don't think it's a store-wide thing.
So Walmarts are allowed to set up their own end caps, Don?
Yeah.
Or because I mean, some of the stuff is planogrammed out. Some of the stuff is just based on whatever we have that can fill an end cap. Also, if it's a PDQ floor shipper, they may have killed the floor shipper and put it on an end cap just for lack of room on the floor.
Oh,
there's a significant amount of PDQs that never actually get set up because of our spacing requirements for fire. Every state has different laws for spacing on everything. So they could have killed a shipper and put it on a cap like that.
And I guess with all the SKUs and assortments that Walmart has, it only makes sense that there's a little more freedom with things like that. Like at other retailers, you can't deviate from planogram. So,
it's like this is this end cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it is at Staples. Every end cap is specifically set up.
Yeah, Target is definitely like that too. Target and like Diecast mentioned Staples. Yeah. So you can create a consistent look from store to store, but Don, cover your ears. I think most Walmarts don't really care so much about that. They really want to have the lowest price available. Everything else be damned.
Well, it was also the fact that our volume is so great, we really can't do that for every end cap. Otherwise, we'd have stuff piling up. Because I've seen Target end caps that look good when they're set up, but the stuff doesn't come in fast enough to replenish them sometimes. So it's a give and take on both situations.
So we haven't mentioned this before. But Sega is making a Transformers Human Alliance game. I honestly didn't catch this until last month, and it's a shooter, so certainly it's not going to be an epic masterpiece of game design, but I am certain it's going to be fun, and I really want to play it. Anybody know anything about it? We have some photos, tformers.com, of a 55-inch cabinet that's being...
I've seen games like that.
Wow.
I've seen games like that in Dave & Buster's, and they're really not the best games.
Well, I gotta go to Dave & Buster's, though, because I'm gonna try this out. When?
And that thing's huge too, so it's probably only going to be at select. It's only going to be at a place like Dave and Buster's. You're not going to have that game, in a mall or in a Red Robin. It's not
going to be at your local bowling alley.
My local bowling alley just burned down. Thanks, JD, for that. I appreciate it.
Hey, mine closed, so yeah, they closed the one in my hometown.
So it seems
closed, reopened, got hit by a tornado.
So it seems like for all of these interactive or interactive things, Hasbro is really trying to push, or maybe it's just the fact that it's convenient. Human Alliance. So like the ride at Universal Studios, it's all about Human Alliance stuff. The setup they had at BotCon a couple years ago, it's all Human Alliance stuff. I mean, certainly it makes sense that fits in the motif of the movies, in the fact that, we have a toy line around it, but I don't know. To me, it's kind of getting a little old.
Well, it also helps bring in people who maybe aren't Transformers fans, but are only familiar with the movies, because the movies make so much money, and it helps like with cheap. Well, not cheap, necessarily cheap PR, but they can advertise things with, oh, by the way, we've got this ride, we've got this, we've got that, and next year there's going to be a movie. So it's like they don't even actually have to do advertising. It's almost advertising itself. You know what I mean? Because there's so many different things out there. I mean, for fans that are seeing it a lot, and they're like, oh yeah, whatever. But for those that are not like Transformers fans, like we're Transformers fans, it's probably a good way to kind of keep. Oh, guess what? We got this here, we got that there.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
They also have it in the books too, the kids' books. I just picked up. I just got that in the mail today. It's yeah.
But yeah, so I haven't really seen much on this. I mean, it's a thing. I'd like to play it. Don't know when I'll get the chance, but when I do, I definitely will put at least $1.50 into it, which will probably, hopefully, be 3 plays, and not a play and a half.
This is a game that you're only going to be able to play at a game place, not an actual one that you can get on your game device.
Most likely not going to be released. Right. I mean, light gun games aren't really the thing anymore when it comes to...
My kids would love to play that.
Can I be honest? It's probably not good enough to be on a regular game system.
You would feel cheated if you got it. And I mean, go back. I mean, it's a Sega game, and it's a Sega arcade game.
iPad app or something that you can get at the Apple Store.
Maybe. But go back to Crazy Taxi. Such an awesome, fun game, but there's not much to it. And I don't know that a game like Crazy Taxi would necessarily sell for $50 or $60 today, because you would feel cheated.
True, that's true.
No.
Well,
although they are doing
said,
it with
the Apple
to
iPad,
get into video
put it on
games.
your iPads.
Go ahead, Diecast.
I have the little kids.
I was
going to
say they are doing it with like
run over until it's stupid.
Angry Birds, they're putting it on the system, and they're charging $50 for the game.
What?
Like, it's free. It's free on my iPad, with commercials or ads or whatever. But why am I going to pay $50 for it on my video game system?
I've seen Fruit Ninja on Xbox, and that seems to be doing pretty good. It was it was fun to play. I played it over at a friend's house, so. I'm
amazed that somebody would play that.
That wasn't that expensive, though.
Well, I think it was just a download that they got. Yeah, $50 for Angry Birds is ridiculous.
Yeah. The let's see here. The Ultimetal Optimus Prime is being delayed. Now, my question is this: is this a logistical thing,
go figure,
or is this you had to get pre-orders for this, right? You had to put a down payment for most retailers. Are they just? Do you think they're just short?
A non-refundable down payment.
Yeah. Do you think they're just short on funding on this thing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what model they're following.
I would say they probably didn't get enough orders.
I mean, it's pretty.
I mean, at the price point it's at, I just don't see the point over it. My MP10 is perfect for me. I don't see the need for this, especially at the price point it's at.
I couldn't justify it. I don't know how Ender's going to justify it, but he will.
He will because he's a fan.
I thought you were getting that.
No.
How much is it going for?
It's like $800.
No, I'm getting the year.
Whoa.
The year of the horse, Optimus Prime, the MP10.
I'm sorry. I'm got stupid.
That looks really good with the new colors. It's darker red, a darker blue with the gold. It really does work. It's a lot better than we thought it was in the initial photos. If you look at the newer photos for it, I think it's beautiful. I like that darker look to Prime.
Well, I'll take a look at that.
Hey Amy, why don't you tell us what's going on in the comic news world right now? Then I'll go ahead and pull that Year of the Horse Optimus up.
Okay, all right. Well, Transformers comics this week. The Monstrosity trade is supposed to be out, but Amazon is still saying that it's going to be out the 24th of this month-ish.
That's weird.
I know, it's weird. It's like, okay, we're getting it one place. Anyhow, I could be completely wrong. But hey, if you haven't gotten it, you can get the trade this month. So put your pre-orders in now. The Monstrosity Motion comic issue number 4 is out as of today from the Madefire app and their app interactive version through DeviantArt. So you can check that out. The Covenant of Primus is now orderable. I just put my order in for mine. I should be getting it in a couple of days. I'm really enthusiastic to get this. So if you want it, you can get it at Amazon as well.
How much did you pay for it? What was it, like $60?
$59.99, so $60. Yeah.
It looks kind of cool. I'm wish I had the money for it.
I had it pre-ordered, then I canceled it because I realized it's just the aligned continuity stuff, and I'm like, I don't really care.
I've seen a lot of really, really awesome artwork come out of it, so I'm like going, I really want to get it for the artwork. But I had a $50 gift card, so I got it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I did the same thing because I had it on order. And
I'll let you guys know what I think about it when I get it. So I'm just kind of like, I'm waiting. It might not get here for another week, so we'll see. Anyhow, also today, this will be of interest to anybody that's listening to this live. IDW Limited has a deal a day for the next 5 days. Last Stand of the Wreckers is 40% off 2 days. So if you haven't gotten it, the nice, bound version, definitely.
If you haven't gotten it, why?
If you haven't gotten it, why? Yeah, for one, why? I mean, I would love to take advantage of this because but I already have it. I don't want to spend them. I don't need to.
So it's the actual book.
Brian, you just buy another one. See, that's...
Yeah, I just can't do it.
So
anyhow,
Amy, how much is it?
It's $75.
Wow.
It's the red label version, which 40% off is $75. So,
40% off brings it down to $75?
No. It's originally at like $125 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's 40% off that price. Now, I did not get the red label one. I actually bought one for more than that.
Wow.
I'll stick with my trade.
What can I say? It's all in the name, and I really love my wreckers. So, but yeah, I wanted to bring up real quick though. When I see deals like this, I tweet it out there. So if anybody's on Twitter, you gotta follow me because I'm not kidding. When I find these, and sometimes they only have them for 24 hours. You just gotta get on them right away. So, you can follow me at Lady of Rec. So that's pretty much it for the comic news this week.
And Amy has more followers than me at this point. I need to correct that.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I need to fix that. I'm trying, like, you and Chris McFeely both passed me. Like, TFG1 Mike passed me like a year ago. But
he's bought. But
yeah, so devastated, and my ego is crushed.
You don't even tweet.
I know that's the problem. I need to tweet.
You know what? You got to tweet.
If you started tweeting, it might help.
You started putting out your trolling 101. I swear.
That's a great idea.
Just gotta ask for suggestions. How do I get a better Twitter? How to get people to follow me?
No, the trick, Brian.
Do it.
The trick, Brian, is you have to actually do it off of your account. So you can't start another account to do the tricks of trolling.
I do. My troll account has 2,700 followers.
Right. So.
One of my troll accounts has 2,700 followers.
This is the real problem that Brian has. It's not that he doesn't have followers. His account doesn't have followers because he never tweets off of it.
I gained all of those followers in like 2009. I haven't tweeted from that account in like 3 years. That's when I had all the free time when I was working at the children's home.
But that's what I'm saying. You could have spent that time actually building up your own followers.
I know.
Brian is going to start tweeting, and he's going to show us all that he's more than tweets the eye.
God, Don.
Time out, Don.
Don.
On for the win.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So I'm going to jump to something else, and I'm going to say that I'm actually going to agree with Diecast. This Year of the Horse Optimus Prime does look pretty freaking sweet. I agree, Diecast. This is pretty nice.
Where is? I've not seen.
Here, I'll put it in the.
There you go. Yeah, I really like the gold and the clear trailer. And is it a new head?
It's definitely the eyes are different. That's for sure. Yeah.
I think the head is the same, but the eyes are different.
So what's retail on this again?
Well, $165. You can get it from TF Source with free shipping.
Okay,
that's not bad.
No.
Okay, Diecast, I stand corrected. You are right. That is a lot better in these photos than it was those earlier photos that we saw.
It's genuinely pretty striking.
Well, I mean, some of it is that they've gone to darker colors, a deeper red, a deeper blue. And so I think that's helping offset the gold a lot. Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm 100% sold on it, but I'm not as down on it as I was before.
You know, I have to say, with the gold where it's at, that's like Optimus Prime in Burning Justice mode. You know, I can like one of the Gundams. You know, it's just that's where all the power ups are at when it goes like Burning Justice mode.
Right.
But that looks a lot better, Diecast. You are right.
This is right before he goes and cuts someone's head off or something. They were stunned silent. What?
Yes.
Yeah, Optimus Prime does that now, kids, all right?
It's pretty nice. Let's see here. Anything else going on in the news? Diecast, what's this about a MegaCon?
Oh, I just wanted to say that the pre-register for OmegaCon or to purchase tickets, it's open. And OmegaCon is, I just had the link on here. It is Saturday, August 2nd, 2014. And it's going to be right outside Philadelphia at, I think the hotel will be right here.
Philadelphia.
Right outside Philadelphia. So, we have trains that come to Philly. It's pretty close for everyone. Except, unless you live in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
And it's at the Radisson, Philadelphia, Northeast Philadelphia. So, definitely show up. I'll be there. I already pre-registered. So it was a great time last year.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah, and this year I'm sure it's going to be even better.
But it's in Philadelphia.
What's wrong with Philadelphia?
It's the wrong side of Pennsylvania.
They got great cream cheese.
The good side of Pennsylvania,
which is right up your alley.
And all the cheesesteaks are right from
I guess they have cream cheese there, right? Like that's that's a draw, you know.
And a cheesesteak.
And cheesesteak. They love cheese there of all varieties.
Must be a really smelly place there too, you know, for the smelly cheese.
It is. I think you got that right. Yep. Sorry, it's Pittsburgh.
Sorry, I have Rocklets behind me trying to interrupt me while I'm doing this. He's
That's
been
okay.
Trolling me the whole time.
It's always my favorite part of Amy on the show.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Smacking Recklets. That mute goes on, and she does like that back car seat thing where you just waving your hand around.
Right now, he's
like
putting his hands in here, and he's going like across my face. Not.
You know, you just start waving your hands around in the back seat, hoping to make contact with the head or face.
So we actually now have, going to third-party news, we actually have not official, but real non-photoshopped photos of Not Minosaur combined.
And oh my God, he looks awesome.
You think so? I hate it.
Really?
Really?
I hate it. I hate it.
Oh,
I love it.
What's wrong with you, Brian?
I love it.
I don't know. I kind of hate it. I have always hated it. When we had that old photo of this in the gray prototype test mode, I didn't like it. I don't like it colored. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me.
Still don't like it. I didn't like it then. Don't like it now. I don't know. I'm indifferent to it, but.
Well, Diecast and I are buying this set. What do you think, Diecast?
I like it.
You've already bought into it.
Yeah.
So of course you like it.
I bought into Uranus too.
I mean,
I'm sorry, you what?
I bought into Uranus, and I hate him.
That's not what I thought you said.
So I mean, you know, Diesel's been coming a long time coming with everything else they've been doing, but I can't really see anything fault with this at all, other than the combined head is going to be looks kind of limited maybe with the or at least not as easy to turn.
I don't know. I mean, I see Minosaur in it, but for some reason, it just doesn't click. I think it's the fact that those whatever those things are, the vents or something, are like so high up.
Well, I think that's the grill of the truck.
Yeah, that's right. But it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's the angle. So here, if you're watching the video, I have the Not Minosaur up, and here's a photo of G1 Minosaur. And, I mean, certainly the Fans Project Minosaur is a great homage in the sense that it looks like Minosaur, but I don't know. It just doesn't click for me. It's like Hegemon. It just doesn't click.
Hegemon's great.
Well, see, the Stunticons were never my favorite team from G1, but I think they're one of the ones that were in most need of a classics kind of update. And I think they've just really done a great job, with the designs and the scales and everything. It's just, I'm really looking. I picked this over Uranus, and I am so glad I did.
Yeah, you lucked out on that. I mean,
he does look like he has some panels hanging off him. If you look at just his standalone robot mode, it actually looks like the front of the truck turns into his legs, and I guess the rest of his body is located in the trailer.
Yeah, because the trailer looks like there's a little bit of trailer now. So I think some of the stuff you can peg on him to become like combat gear. So I'm not sure how much of this is stuff that you could pull off and just set to the side if you wanted just a plain stripped down robot mode. As not Motor Master.
And speaking of not Motor Master, I really don't like it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
I think it looks fine. They got the box head and everything.
Yeah. Just, I don't know. Unlike most levels, it doesn't click. Now, the other figures are fine. But Motor Master just doesn't work for me. Not saying I could do better. I certainly couldn't, but
you know, it's not. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward when he comes out. I
mean, it looks like a perfectly fine figure, and if this were a new figure that came out, I would be totally cool with it. But as an homage to Motormaster, just not feeling it.
Well, it's not Motormaster. They're telling you it's
yeah.
See, it's not Motormaster.
We can't compare it to what it's not supposed to be.
Yes.
I'm just hoping, even though I know it's being done by another company, I'm hoping that the Quantron, the Computron homage from Make Toys, I hope it looks as good as this when all said and done.
Brian hopes it looks better.
Yeah. Hey, let's go ahead and jump to Q&A with Rob Springer. After that, we will have Transformers Rewind, which is Bullet Train to the Rescue. So,
R.I.D. Yay!
Yay! We'll be back right after this.
You boys a bit bored? Snap into it! Snap into a Slim Jim!
Hey guys, it's Rob, and this week's question comes from Stuart Gregory Metcalf. Stuart goes on to ask, would you like to see more GoBot homages in the classics line like Fracture? Yes. Not for any other particular reason other than GoBots are really neat looking. You know, and be honest with you, I wouldn't mind seeing a ton more homages than GoBots. I mean, take, you know, any random old line and give it a homage. I mean, we G1 homage to death in Transformers as it is. It'd be nice to see if they're going to homage something, you know, to do something like, say, GoBots or Zoids or Stariers. You get what I'm saying? That's something that's actually really cool. I'd like to see more mask homages. Like, say, someone turns into a car and the car has the wings pop up for a flight mode like Matt Tracker's car. Stuff like that. I'd love stuff like that. GoBots, I'd like to see some of those monster guys homaged, or like, say, Puzzler, because that was really cool. And I've even mentioned before those exosuits they combined. That would be great. Stuff like that would be awesome. I'd like to see a Leader 1 Classics figure. A lot of times they used the Leader 1 name in Armada, and on the Armada cartoon like a million times. I think we'll see him called Optimus Leader 1. And stuff like that. I really like that cop turret that came with Dion a couple years ago. That was a really neat one. Little things like that just kind of go a long way with me, and I really appreciated it. Turbo would be great. Turbo would definitely be great. Scooter. I got those e-hobby GoBot guys from a while back. I was about to say a few years back, but it's been a while, and those were awesome. You know, more stuff like that. I mean, I could take it. Just keep them coming, man. And that was a great question, Stuart, and thanks a lot. Stuart, I found Stuart's question through the group of Transmasters. So if you guys would like to support Transmasters, which is the oldest Transformers fan club still in existence, hit them up on Facebook and join. It's always fun to support an old fandom standby. That's really it. I'm going to send it back to the gang. You want to send me some more questions, send them at rob@tfradio.net, or go to tfradio.net and find any of our social medias and ways to contact us, and they'll be perfectly fine. Some people just send them directly to me on social media too. Check out my blog, roborobspringer.tumblr.net, and there's a way to ask me questions right there, and I'll take them. So, thanks everybody, and we'll send it back to the gang. I'm running a little behind today, so I gotta get going. So, thanks for your question again, Stuart. Hey guys, keep them coming in. Alright? Holla. Kiss my ass.
Radio Free Cybertron has teamed up with Kokomo Toys and Collectibles in Kokomo, Indiana. If you're in the Kokomo area, visit our store for a huge selection of new and classic toys. Visit online at www.kokomotoys.com for our address and store hours. While you're there, check out our listing of pre-order items, as well as visit our eBay store. Visit us at www.kokomotoys.com. That's KOKOMOTOYS.com. We're also on Facebook. Radio Free Cybertron.
Transformers. Rewind.
This week on Transformers Rewind, it's Bullet Train to the Rescue from Robots in Disguise.
You're finished! Compression injector! Power stroke missiles! Diesel destructicon! Dragon mode! Dual corporation dragon fire! We need some extra push.
You know what that means? It's time for a little cold fusion.
All right, everybody ready? Let's do it! Bullet fusion mode! Triple power! Will Racer!
Wow, how come we can't do that?
I don't know. I think they're double jointed.
Maybe they could teach us how to do it.
I was never a good student.
Come to think of it, I wouldn't want to fuse with you guys anyway.
This episode features lots of trains.
Mm-hmm. Train wrecks. Yeah.
Bullet Train to the Rescue. I never actually knew this until I was reading the wiki today. Apparently, the episode was going to be Bullet Train Rescue. Potentially. And that makes way more sense. Because they're rescuing a bullet train. And conveniently, the Autobots happen to have 3 bullet trains on staff.
Not just waiting out there. Handy.
Conveniently.
It's one of the weird aspects of RID where it's like the Autobots actually like have day jobs.
And they are into them.
And like
I like that. I mean, that's the thing about it. Yeah.
I mean, G1 did that a little bit, like you might see Red Alert or somebody out there, stopping fires with his Lamborghini mode. But in this,
so they always did that independently. It wasn't like they were
right. It wasn't their job. Like, they were just doing it. It's like, oh crap, there's a fire. Let me stop it. Now these guys are like running commuter trains, and they're like subcontract. They're contracted out to do weddings and stuff like that. That's insane.
But it's like, but this is a weird episode for that because it seems to imply in this one that the humans are aware that they have Autobots. When Real Spike actually just radios into the office and goes, "Yeah, I gotta go, guys," and nobody is like, "What the train is talking?" Nobody reacts. They're just like, "Oh, but now the trains will be late," or whatever.
4 episodes in, and they're already used to the Autobot shenanigans.
So, watching...
I think it's just a dub thing, for instance. I don't think it was, like, in the original, but it's a weird...
That would probably make more sense.
So watching this,
it's not something that's in other episodes.
It seemed to me like the humans were just in shock that... Who was it?
Maybe.
It just seemed like the humans were like, what? Because it's not like, okay, we'll see you back at 5.
Yeah. No, the reason I say that is... I specifically remember when I wrote this one up for the wiki like ages ago, because it's one of the few episodes of Car Robots that's been subbed out there, is that RID actually cuts a shocked reaction from an engineer whenever Real Spike says, "I'm off." It cuts out somebody going, "Oh!" Yes, sir. There's that anime gasp noise, that gulping noise that they make. Anime cartoons. Yeah, and they cut that out. There's just this guy's not there anymore.
How does that go again?
This car.
It's a train.
But this is also one where Optimus Prime radios up the station, whatever, and some
Ty,
man is able to go. That's up. No. It's Optimus. He's right there on the screen. And one of the engineers goes, "That's Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots." Know him well. Nice bloke. Are they operating?
It's like they're all just used to it by this.
So it seems
two episodes.
Like the Autobot brothers, they don't necessarily treat this Prime with the same deference that the Autobots in G1 treated Optimus. Like Ironhide or something, you might complain a little bit. but it's still Optimus Prime is asking you to do something. You're sure as hell going to do it. This Optimus Prime calls them in. It's like, hey, we have crap going on. The Predacons are attacking trains. Yeah, do we have to? I mean, God, they're Predacons or trains. We don't want to do anything. And, Prime sort of has to tell them.
Now, is that dubbed, or is that just part of the original story, too?
That's probably dubbed. That's probably a dubbed thing. It's just...
Yeah, because like in Japan, they would all have been like,
yes, sir! Yes, sir!
Commander! Yes, sir! Chief Commander, Supreme! They would only refer to each other with titles.
The dub, if you haven't... I mean, if you're unaware, the Saban dub really adds a lot to the series. Because Car Robots, or you may know it as Transformers 2000, it kind of sucks.
So 1999 around here.
Yeah, I know. It kind of it just kind of sucks. And whatever your opinion of Robots in Disguise is, it's light years better than the original source. This, as McFeely was saying actually before we started recording, this isn't necessarily a standout episode, but it does feature a hell of a lot of trains, though.
And of course, even 12 years later, rewatching this again, my first reaction to Team Bullet Train was, holy crap, it's Gen I and Agent J.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what I said.
But this sets up one of the themes, though. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's the first instance, but it's something that's consistent throughout all of Robots in Disguise, is Skybite wants some respect. And he needs respect, and he doesn't get it.
Yeah, but he hasn't...
Still hasn't. Still waiting.
Need to get in that Hall of Fame, guys. He still hasn't reached his lowest point. He's still trying. There's nothing overtly goofy about him in this episode. And that might be the problem with the episode, to be honest, because this is before the show has really given in and just started being fun and funny. It's still trying to present the Predacons as somewhat legitimate threats, even if they are chasing a train.
And shooting other trains, but oh yay, thankfully there's no injuries.
Don't attack those empty trains, Slapper, that are running somehow.
Surely there were no people on board.
It's one of those. That's a Saban artifact, though. I mean, it got a little worse after. I think probably the single most significant thing about this episode is that this was the episode that was supposed to air on 9/11.
Right.
Yeah, and this one did not air in most markets on 9/11, and then it was after that RID, really got wrecked. I think people would probably remember RID a lot better if it hadn't been for all of that. Truly.
Sadly, that's like the only reason Robots in Disguise is famous now.
Yeah,
probably would have helped if the toys were better, but
Hey.
They had some good moments. It's just that they weren't very durable.
Yeah, I really love Skybite. He's a great Transmitter too.
Yep. Real Racers. This is Real Racers episode. I like Team Bullet Train. They're a little stiff, and I can't look at mine without crying now because it's yellow down one side. So I actually don't have it out. It's transformed and hidden somewhere because I can't look at it because it makes me weep. Actually, same for my Tigerhawk, who's in an episode we were talking about as well. Oh, this is the yellow McFeely Toys round of commentaries.
Wow.
Interestingly enough, though, for whatever reason, when Valdgus was brought out over here as Ruination, all of the yellow plastic went away.
Yeah, weird. I don't know what the deal with that. We never really found out why. What the deal with that?
I don't know. I was on the internet and I saw that someone had posted said Ruination for sale, and I'm like, that's Valdgus. I didn't say that's Valdgus, but I was thinking that, and don't know why. Never understood why they changed the color on that. I like the yellow, or gold, or whatever it's supposed to be.
Mustard
brown
color.
Brown mustard.
It's a shame no one seems to be in a hurry to put Robots in Disguise on DVD either.
Didn't we find out it's coming out?
No.
Oh, or was it something else? Animated.
Yeah, animated's happening.
Okay.
Yeah. Because nobody really knows what's up with RID. No, I mean, I could.
I have those Region 6
I happen to have the series on DVD because it was released here. But yeah, we don't really know what the deal with RID was. We know Disney acquired it when Disney bought Saban.
But then Saban started buying their stuff back.
Saban bought we know they got Power Rangers, but
at first we thought it was just their live action stuff, but then they got Digimon back too.
Yeah.
But that was a separate buyout, so Robots in Disguise could still be in limbo for all we know.
or just with Disney. I mean, Saban may not have any interest.
Same thing, really, when you get right down to it.
I can't imagine that Hasbro has zero say in what happens to that show as well. So, I mean, I don't know how it works, but
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's an odd one, but I mean, it was released in a couple of formats over here in the UK, so it's still out there to be acquired. I mean, it's not in print anymore. You'd have to, go looking for it, but it was made. And yeah, so I'll just rub that in, and this is not a good episode of it.
Warning: the following segment may contain spoilers for the most recent Transformers comic books. So, it's finally time for the last issue of Beast Hunters.
Yeah. It was an okay issue. I mean, it was not spectacular. It's really kind of an awful place to end on, but, what can you do?
Not much, I guess, when they decide to cancel you.
Yeah. And, what makes it a real shame is that this is the perfect place for the book to have actually started.
Yeah, I suppose so.
This is pretty much exactly where we should have started. We are finally clear of any previous continuity hurdles there may have been. Nothing but wide open space in front of us, and we're done.
Yeah. I think that's more an artifact of when the book started than anything else, because obviously they couldn't kick off the story here because it would have spoiled the entire third season.
Yeah. If you want to armchair quarterback, and I guess so.
That's pretty much what we do, isn't it?
Yes. So if you were going, probably the best time to have actually started the book would have been September. To have started it about 4 issues ago, have it be a kind of a mini-series tying into Predacons Rising, and then moving on from there.
Mm-hmm.
But here we are.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I mean, you're absolutely right, given that the cartoons ended, and basically ended in such a way that, okay, there's a lot of stuff still to do on Cybertron. Mm-hmm. It's a great place for secondary media to pick up.
Yes, as opposed to drop off.
Except that I think Hasbro is basically done with this setting too, since it's time for movie.
Yeah, and I have a feeling it is increasingly likely that whatever it is we get after the movie will be a new setting.
Probably so. There's not really much of a way to continue with the main cast.
Yeah, not without undoing an awful lot of things, and in that case you may as well just start a new continuity again.
Yeah, and in either case there's no room for more of this book.
No. And, speaking of various bits of continuity, that page of RC talking about what Optimus Prime wanted Cybertron to be like, it is one of the tackiest things I think I've ever seen in my life. I used the phrase crying robotic bald eagle in my review on T-Formers, and I am unduly proud of that phrase.
That was Bumblebee, right?
No, RC talking about Optimus Prime.
I must have been looking at a different panel then.
Yeah. But, yeah.
There was a lot of awkward face structuring, let's call it.
For Bumblebee, yeah.
And RC.
Well, yeah. But, and of course that's why Chromia had to disappear, because she was on model.
Yeah, I don't really understand that.
Within the story, I don't understand it at all. Outside of the story, I understand it perfectly.
No, it doesn't make sense outside the story, because if he's using the one robot toy model for both characters, how is one so much more on target than the other one?
That's the question. That is the difficult question to answer.
Yes.
My best bet would be that he was trying to make them look different, but if that's the case, now that Chromia is totally vanished for the convenience of not having her be anywhere near RC, then RC should be the one on model.
This art. I won't miss this art.
I hate to say it, but I really kind of won't either. This was actually in many ways better than a lot of the issues that have led up to this. There are a lot less shortcuts in the art. The perspective, except on Grimlock's face, which for some reason is just impossible, is less wonky. There are less things happening in shadows, and we finally get a Predacon-used tail whip panel that works.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I am ready for a break.
Yeah.
In terms of the art.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing, it feels like halfway through they realize they need to rush some kind of closure into this.
Yeah. I kind of think they've been working on that since the last issue, at least, when, suddenly people died off panel or got killed very suddenly, and it's like, okay, these were supposed to be story elements going forward, but we're not going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And this just kind of follows through with that, and dealing with a single Predacon, looking at it either from the angle of this comic or from the Beast Hunters TV show is kind of an anticlimactic way for the entire continuity to go out on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if they had time to actually, work an ending into the story,
mm-hmm.
they might have done something a little bit better.
Yeah, but again, they found out via previous solicits that they were getting canceled, so I imagine there was not a lot of time to do this.
Probably not.
Yeah.
That's the saddest part of all of it, which we've talked about in at least 3 previous segments.
Yeah, I guess we have.
Because it's just so sad.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, really though, as much as I wanted to like Beast Hunters, I really wanted to like Beast Hunters, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah. And, sometimes even with extremely talented people, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. It's a shame.
It is.
Hopefully the talented people involved with this will get more chances to do something in this field.
I really hope so. I would not mind seeing, more Prime-based comics somewhere down the road. Sadly at this point I kind of doubt it because the last couple issues of this did not even chart, so...
Yeah, although I wonder if that's just as much to do with, the foreknowledge that, hey, there's not going to be any more of this.
That probably didn't help.
No. Oh well, I guess in the near future we'll probably come up with some other title that will replace this one in the shipping schedules.
Well, we've got that G.I. Joe versus the Transformers, or G.I. Joe and Transformers comic coming out with the weird, very Jack Kirby art, so...
I'm not really looking forward to that either.
I kind of am, but, I'd like to... It's going to be until I actually read an issue, till I know if it's going anywhere I want it to go or not.
Well, that'll be May of next year, then.
May? Really? Jeez.
Free Comic Book Day.
Okay. I guess that's actually more filling the slot of Regeneration 1 than
yeah, probably so.
This.
No, probably what we will get that would be the equivalent of this would be a movie tie-in comic.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever that would start to happen.
Yeah.
I'm thinking sometime after the movie.
Or before. They've done that before.
Yeah, when there's been a specific idea to tie into movie stuff in a prequel, but I would think we would have heard something about that by now.
Possibly so.
Or they just won't do it at all this time.
I would actually be fine with that too.
That's what I was thinking. So what's next week? Robots in Disguise and Regeneration 1, I think?
Yeah.
Well, that should be an entertaining one.
Yeah, hopefully so.
You can hear our show on Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher allows you to listen to your favorite shows directly from your iPhone, Android phone, BlackBerry, or Palm phones. On demand and on the go. Don't have Stitcher? Download it for free today at Stitcher.com or in the app stores. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
We are back. I really don't have anything else for the show this week. I know that kind of sucks, but, it's nearing Christmas time. The year's over. All the news is basically done for the year. In fact, the next couple of shows, like next week's show, is going to be our Christmas special. So we may have some news, but probably mostly just Christmas and holiday-related stuff. We haven't done one of those shows in a while. I've sort of kept to a strict format of what RFC is, and I don't deviate that often. I need to really start getting back to sort of the roots of the way that we used to do this thing, when it was a little less polished and a little more freeform. So next week is going to be our Christmas episode. Then we're going to have a couple of new episodes after that, but there'll be more retrospectives, and we'll still have the regular segments, but we're not going to have a live stream on Christmas Day or New Year's. So if you're after next week, if you're watching live, which you should, at tfradio.net/live, where you can also catch us now at our YouTube channel, which is, it's such a long URL. It's a youtube.com/user/TF Radio Network. It just rolls off the tongue. But we are now streaming there because I kind of got the software to work with YouTube. Yeah, I wasn't clicking the button that said go. I'm really smart. But yeah, so but otherwise,
but it's been a long day, Brian. You get tired, right?
This is true. But other than
I was doing that for weeks.
Yeah, that was actually probably a couple months. But next week's show we will do live. It'll be a Christmas special. But after that, we're going to have a couple weeks off. We will have a show, but just not a live stream. And you can follow me on Twitter at bkilby. And Amy, how do people find you on Twitter again?
Lady of Rec.
And your Facebook page as well. You have one of those.
Yes, I do. And it's also called Lady Rec, just not Lady of Rec. It's Lady Rec that time. So, yeah.
JD.
Apparently somebody had taken over the Twitter.
I'm at the JD Church.
Don.
And, yeah.
At HMRC for EBR, the number 4.
And let's see here. Diecast.
I'm at Twitter at Diecast2. And then I'm also on Xbox at Diecast2 and PS4 or PlayStation Network at Diecast2.
That's pretty cool.
So lots of ways to interact.
And if you're in our chat room, which we have every week at tfradio.net/live, we do that but starting 7:45, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Our pal Computron 2 is in there, and he started on Twitter today. He just joined today. You can follow him at MRBJVIS. Mr. BJ Viz, I guess. So, thanks for following me, Computron 2. I appreciate that. Him. Hopefully we can get you a couple more followers from that. Hopefully. No promises. So next week on the show, like I said, it's going to be our Christmas episode. If you hear this between now and Tuesday the 17th, and you have any interesting or funny Christmas-related stories, or even better, what I'm looking for are Christmas letters that you or a family member may have written back in the day, where you wanted Transformers or some sort of related toy line, like G.I. Joe, Visionary, Starriers, or something like that. And you have a scan or a transcript, send those to my way. You can email those to contact@tfradio.net. I'd like to actually read some of those on air next week. I've got a couple already, but you've got a couple of days if you want to send those my way. I would actually love to cover that. So for the guys, I am Brian Kilby. I will see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.
Hasta la vista.
This has been Radio Free Cybertron. Visit us at tfradio.net for show notes and to subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on Twitter at tfradio for news and updates. Watch our live stream at tfradio.net/live. Join our Facebook fan page at facebook.com/tfradio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, TF Radio Network. Have a question or comment? Leave it on our Facebook fan page or mail it to contact@tfradio.net. This podcast is released under a Creative Commons license. Any part of this podcast can and should be redistributed, but please, proper attribution is required if you know what's good for you.